Dear fellow Ugandans, dismissal with contempt of the new roadmap revised by the Electoral Commission about the 2021 elections. If anyone still had any doubt that Uganda's Electoral Commission works for and on behalf of President Museveni and his regime of blood and shame, today the Commission exposed itself for the whole world to see. In the most ridiculous fashion, the Commission has released a revised map for 2021 general election, which map violates every aspect of a free and fair election. The media earlier reported that the roadmap was generated from a meeting between the Commission and President Museveni, who is a prospective candidate in the next election. The Commission is essentially communicating a decree from President Museveni, who, as all Ugandans know, is very afraid of competition and has used COVID-19 pandemic to further tighten the noise on opposition political activities. The most outstanding mockery is the released roadmap is a notion that campaigns and elections shall be held digitally, following Museveni's directive that they will hold what he termed the scientific election. Other stakeholders, including political formations, traditional and religious leaders, civil society organizations, have not been consulted. It defeats logic that Museveni, who has already declared intention to run in the election, is one giving orders to the Commission. We therefore reject the concept of a scientific election with the contempt it deserves. The Electoral Commission just declared, in fact, not an election. It is a mockery. Section 20 of the Parliament Election Act 2005, as well as Section 21 of the Presidential Election Act 2005, both envisage holding public campaign meetings across the country. President Museveni and the Electoral Commission do not have power to issue decrees to alter clear provisions of the law. The true reasons why President Museveni is pushing for digital election are clear. He's afraid of the masses of hopeful Ugandans who have always converged around us wherever we have gone. This is the same reason why he blocked our consultative meetings in a blatant violation of the law. Museveni is aware that majority of people in Uganda who he deliberately impoverished cannot afford TVs, radios and smartphones to enable them access our message of change. He is therefore trying so hard to ensure that our message of truth does not reach the people of Uganda in Karamoja, Kisoro, Kabong, Kaburamaido, etc. According to the Rural Electrification Agency, only 28% of Uganda's population have access to electricity. Museveni is deliberate about ensuring that 72% of the people of Uganda who have no access to electricity are shut out of the election process. Previous Supreme Court decisions have clearly highlighted widespread ballot stuffing at polling stations, even in the presence of agents and other people at the polling stations. Recently in Hoima, this was done in full view of cameras. What would happen if ordinary citizens and agents are kept away from the polling stations? This is what the regime is desperate to achieve. Every Ugandan knows that President Museveni has since grown old and tired. He has previously stated that a person after clocking 75 years of age lacks the vigor and stamina to run for office and later on run a country. As always, he reneged on this promise. He now seized an opportunity in COVID-19 to avoid the embarrassment of probably collapsing at a campaign rally. As all Ugandans know, the Museveni regime has monopolized the media, barred opposition leaders from being hosted on many radio and TV stations, etc. In addition, most radio stations in upcountry locations are owned by regime factionaries and henchmen. Decent Ugandans who own radio stations have often been ordered by RDCs, DSOs, etc. known to host opposition leaders or risk losing license for their stations. With this state of affairs, Museveni will want to use his lot of national resources to book all these stations in advance and prevent any voices of dissent on these stations. In summary, Museveni is doing this to rig election outrightly. He is staging a coup akin to what happened in 1980 that led him into a bush war in which so many of our people died. The oppressed people of Uganda will not let him do this. We shall resist him and his thuggery. We are mindful that the coronavirus pandemic is real and dangerous, However, dictatorial regimes such as Museveni's decadent regime must not use the virus as an excuse to trample on whatever is left of the democratic rights. Regarding on holding elections in the midst of this pandemic, many Ugandans have put forward logical proposals which ensure that the public health of Ugandans is not compromised, while ensuring that their democratic rights are not taken away. For example, if the government provided masks to all Ugandans and ensured that campaign meetings take into account social distancing, this would be plausible. Secondly, the Constitution provides that where circumstances exist which would prevent a normal general election from being held, Parliament may, by resolution supported by not less than 2/3 of all members of Parliament, extend the life of Parliament for a period not exceeding 6 months at a time. There are possible alternatives, and if stakeholders were consulted, more alternatives would be brought forward. We would rather extend the election by a few months than have a joke in the name of holding an election. Finally, countrymen and women, we want to encourage you all not to lose heart. Whatever Museveni has been doing since the emergence of People Power movement is clear indication that he's so scared of we the people. I promised the country when our consultations were blocked that before the 2021 election, the regime would even do ridiculous things. Here we are. On our part, we are getting ready to take on the despot come 2021. We shall lead Ugandans into a campaign that is provided by the law. Museveni may think is organizing a cosmetic election to just have his way, but he will be in for a big shock. Let every Ugandan do his or her part. No amount of intimidation, no form of machinations, no level of trickery will save Museveni and his regime from the inevitable downfall that awaits them. Let us do what we have been doing and even do more. Let us rise and defend the constitution which is being toppled yet again. Freedom is in sight. We have kick-started conversations with other comrades in the struggle, and we shall communicate to the nation what comes next. People power, our power. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert MP, leader of the People Power movement. Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, ebya scientific elections abiganye ne opposition yonna nga we nabagambye olunaku lwajjo nti President Museveni baagala kuteekawo scientific elections. Scientific election kitegeeza ki? Bagenda campaigninga ku radio na ku TVs na social media, naye tunatu kugenda okulonda bajja tuteeka ku line. You can imagine Bobi Wine agamba we basobola okubbira akalulu nga ne ba agent ba oppositions abakuuma akalulu we bali. Can you just imagine nga akalulu kagenda kuba ku line nga bokka be balina access? First of all, akimakinze clear nti electoral commission byabakama akolera President Museveni, era agamba bino byonna byagenza okuvaayo bamaze ku meeting, alina information nti bamaze ku meeting era nga yamugambye buli kimu kyonna kyeyayogedde. Can you imagine awadde example ekyali Hoima mujjukira Nancy akalulu bakabba live nga ne ba agent balaba naye nga bakabbira ku mudumu gwa mmundu. Bobi Wine agambye nti buno obuzibu bwonna okuva People Power movement we yavaayo Museveni atidde nnyo. Kati ate ekirala, Museveni yennyini yayogera nti omuntu waatuuka emyaka 75 abatakyasobola kukulembera nsi bulungi, kuba atakyasobola kuyiiya, abatakyalina ideas zimba, kati abatasobola kulwaninga nsi. Bobi Wine agamba nti akimanyi nti coronavirus ali real, waliwo alternatives endala, ng'ogenda okukola campaign ng'abantu bonna bambadde masks, ng'ogenda okukola campaign ng'abantu bonna ba practicing social distancing. Naye Bobi Wine agamba ekisooka ku myaka 75 takyasobola na holdinga public rallies. Ekyakitya kuba ayinza okuvaako n'agwa, takyasobola kuholdinga public rallies to stand for all that long after 75 years of age. Kati ajja kukola buli kimu ekisoboka mu linnya lya COVID-19 alabe nga campaign tezibeerayo. Bobi Wine aganye revised map. Omanyi jjo Electoral Commission ya releasinze revised map engeri okulonda gye kugenda okutambulamu, naye nga it is going to be scientific. Bakuyise scientific elections. Bantu bameka mu Uganda abalina access ku radio ne TV ng'already bataddewo billion 3.8 mbu bagulira abantu radio, naye nga ku byalo ebisukka mu 68 buli kyalo bagenda kuba bakiwa TV 2. My question, because someone commented yesterday wembanga mugamba it's cause of coronavirus kati we munaatwala TV bili mu byalo kitegeeza nti abantu bagenda kuŋŋaana nga bajje balabe TV. What do you expect when people gather to come and watch TV? Tewali social distance kyekimu n'okubeera mu campaign. Ndowooza mulaba webe contradictinga. Ekirala Bobi Wine agamba kigenda kubeera kizibu nnyo era tekijja kusoboka ba opposition leaders ogenda ku ma radio ne TV stations. Awadde example nti radio stations ezisinga ziri owned na basajja be era ng'ebiseera ebisinga tebakkiriza muntu yenna wa opposition kugenda kubeera ku ezo radio stations era nga kasita bawulira nti waliwo omuntu gwa opposition gwe bagenda okuhostinga most of the time ba RDC bayitirawo ba owners ne babagamba nti licenses zaabwe bajja zikansolinga. Now those are radio stations that are owned privately nga si bo bennyini ba mafia bazo owninga naye agamba ezo zisinga up country zonna ziri owned nabo bennyini kitegeeza tebajja nakuwa programu yonna. Ekirala mu Uganda abantu abalina access ku masannyalaze bali 28%. Abantu 28 ku buli 100 be balina access ku masannyalaze, 72% tebalina access. How is it going to be possible? Bobi Wine abiganye, opposition ebiganye, eranga agambye bakyayogera ne ba comrades abalala mu struggle. They will communicate soon what is next. It's a very, very long statement. Gwe aina kyonna ky'obuusabuusa, because I just wanted to summarize it in Luganda. Ne gwe aina kyonna ky'obuusabuusa, just comment. I will explain to you better. Peace.